felt like you set the tone pretty early in this one, particularly on the offensive glass, and were able to get on top in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, going into the game, obviously, their offensive, their rebounding's improved over the last few weeks. Manic's been a little bit more active there, and they've improved a little bit in that area. But we still felt that we could dominate, and we did. It's an area of the game that we're pretty accomplished at. We're number one rebounding team in the league, number one offensive rebounding team in the league, and it's a team that we thought with their smaller backcourt that we may be able to put some hurt on them there, and the boys did. So credit to them.
And then overall, it was 62 points in the paint. You mentioned some of the things you might have looked at with this team, but they have been giving up a lot of points in those areas. How do you try and tack what they're doing defensively? Where did you think you guys could get on top?
I mean, at the paint, obviously a huge advantage for us, and we haven't been finishing real well the last few games. But I felt like we've positioned ourselves and got good looks. We just haven't finished off our work. And even tonight, early in the game, I don't think we finished off our work particularly well. And then we didn't reward ourselves with some of our free throw shooting. But it's an area of the game that we focus on. You've got Crete, you've got Williams. We post up more than most teams, and we attack the rim. We get to the free throw line. That's us when we're at our best.
What about the other end? It was weird at halftime, and for me anyway, it felt like you should have been up by 20 and you had a look and it was 61-55. What did you see? They've been scoring a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're potent, aren't they? I felt like there was a couple of blown plays, but they make tough shots, and you just got to be able to absorb those tough shots, ride them out, and continue on. I just thought we did a better job of that in the second half. They missed some of the shots that they made in the first half and the second half. Obviously, a little fatigue coming on the back of their game against Sydney. I was a little excited to see that Sydney game that was so high paced, getting up and down with the low rotation. I'm thinking, this might work in our favour with the travel, and it seemed to down the stretch. But we tried to reduce our timeouts tonight as well, just to keep them out on the floor a little longer, make sure their guys didn't get rests up, and just the little things that you try and do to try and secure a win. I thought everything worked for us tonight there.
Just on Reuben, I know you spoke through the week and before the game, but now you get the 300 out of the way, and you played another important role tonight.
He's the world's oldest man. Who's for a young man, aren't you? You've been around for so long. He's just a great guy. We love him at our club. We're very privileged to have him. He's played some great basketball at other places, and we acknowledge that. Championship winner with New Zealand. He won every award that year when he was at Brisbane as well, but we're glad he's ours. I thought he played a really big role tonight, played various roles. Came in, had some minutes on Cotton, played a bit of the 5 spot. He's a bit of a Swiss Army knife for us, and I thought he fulfilled all the roles that we asked of him really well tonight.
And I'll ask you, Reuben, you get it out of the way now, and then you've got 300 in the bank. Did you enjoy today any more than usual? Did you think about it too much while you were before the game and now after?
A few more messages than usual, but it's good to get out of the way, and looking forward to just progressing in the season and making it through to the finals and hopefully winning. That's our goal for sure.
How have you guys approached this last few weeks here? Now there's more teams involved, but you and Melbourne are tied for the record. The percentage today probably helps, but how are you guys enjoying and trying to not put too much pressure on yourself, I guess, with every game essentially being a playoff game? Yeah,
I mean, just taking one game at a time. It's all in our hands, and I think we figured out in Tasmania that what we need to do, and let's just fight harder than the other team.
Simon, maybe the bad news. I mean, Ryan looked like he was pretty emotional on the bench.
Yeah, no, I'm not expecting great results. He's going to have a scan tomorrow. We'll know more. It's horrible. The guys can't take a trick, and but it's professional sports. We're just hoping for the best, and hopefully it's something not too bad. But we don't know at this stage. But history's given us a lesson, and it's probably going to be not good news for us already.
It's a St. Goran area.
Yeah.
just for him more broadly, I mean, he's having one of his better games as well, particularly offensively. I mean, how do you assess his role and what he brings? Because a lot of it doesn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, when he's shooting the ball well, everyone raves, but I mean, it's the same guy out there whether the ball goes in or not. You got to guard him, you got to be out on him, and he opens up lanes and space for everybody else. You just got to respect that shot, whether it's going in or not. And when it goes in, it's gravy for us. But it's the other stuff that he brings. It's the leadership, it's the rebounding, it's the defence, it's the team defence, his communications out on the floor. He knows the scout inside and out every time he comes into the game. He's just the perfect teammate. And that's what we miss when he's not out there. So he's hoping that we get some good news. But yeah, he was wonderful tonight. And I just hope the best for him.
And I know it's too early and you probably don't want to go into it, but even if it's good news, maybe he won't play the next game. But how do you, historically last year, I know you had some struggles when he was out, you've had a bunch of guys out this year, but how do you try and fill that hole if you need to, given what you've just said?
Yeah, I think last year when he was out, we fell in a hole. I think this year, with the addition of Trey Keller into the group, we felt like that we could cover for that a little bit more. We haven't had a lot of success when he's been out this year either, but it was not so much, it's hard to say, well, it was the rowdy thing again, because every time he's out, he's taking a few teammates with him. So, our focus is on doing the best we can each and every game. We prepare thoroughly. We'll go through the film. We'll get on the training track. We'll do everything that we normally do, and we'll worry. Our concerns will be with the guys who are in uniform. If he's not there, then so be it. It's next soldier up.
This season, bigs have generally done well against Perth, smaller front court. Did you get a sense that Alan was sort of feeling himself before this game and he knew that he'd go out there and attack?
He's had a pretty good season, Alan Williams. I think sometimes we overlook him. His passing, his rebounding, as well as his ability to score, his touch. He's had big weeks most games. Obviously, I think his pride might have been pricked a little bit in the Brisbane game. The ill discipline he showed in that first minute was really disappointing. I think he disappointed himself in the sense that he has a lot of love for his teammates and his club. And, I think he feels he let them down. I think the last two games he's really come in focused and determined, and, I'm not surprised he put in that sort of performance at all.
You mentioned it earlier, putting Reuben at the 5, I think at the end of the third. Considering you guys were dominating inside the paint and Alan was doing what he was doing, what was the philosophy behind that?
It was a short little burst there that we wanted to do it for. They went out with a small lineup. We'd gone with, Source needed a break. We wanted to make sure that he was out there for his minutes against Thomas. He needed a break, and we just thought, well, heck, we didn't get a lot of productivity out of the other options we had at the 5. They looked to take advantage of us a little bit off the dribble. So we thought, well, let's go smaller again. And Rubes is one of those guys. He's strong as an ox and he can defend bigs. And if he gets switched out onto a small or a guard, then he's equally adept at containing a little bit of that penetration, which I thought was a good matchup for him.
Obviously, at the point at the end of the season, do we have any definitive word on Joe Chi and his availability?
Look, I got a text from Joe Chi last week. It wasn't full of a lot of information. Nothing definitive, but my expectations are that I don't expect him to be back. What's going on in China, his family situation hasn't changed. And the fact that he hasn't been playing for this period of time, we saw what it was like when we brought him in pre-season, that it was a bit of a slow grind. We've got ourselves, we've kind of moved on a little bit, and we've had to, with the uncertainty of it all. So my mindset is that he's probably not back. But if he is, then, open the arms and welcome him back and see what we can do, see what condition he's in. But I don't know what condition he's in. My guess would be he needs a bit of work done.